This is a video for the Annie Goodwin Syndicate. Hello everyone, we got Bruno out to his first competition since the Olympics. I took him down to Tryon International Equestrian Centre down in North Carolina, and I put him in the advanced division, which is exactly the same course in the show jumping, exactly the same course in the cross country as the 4-star, but my intentions were to run him quite easily and slow, so I thought I'd sneak out of the very expensive entry fee of the international class and just put him in the national class in the horse trial. All in all, Bruno felt fantastic in the competition. Very, very pleased with him. Since getting back from the Olympics, we gave him a 3-week holiday, and he came back from the Olympics well. I was surprised. Sometimes after a massive championship like that, the horses just look totally exhausted and empty. And by about the second or third day, Bruno was up on his toes, cantering and galloping around his paddock and in good spirits. And obviously we had our vet check him over from head to toe, and he come through the Olympics unscathed. Usually a big Olympic Games really takes a lot out of the horses, but we very, very lucky that Bruno came through it well. Basically, our main focus has been the dressage. Silver's been really working hard with me, improving the dressage. The biggest challenge we've got is this left lead to right lead canter, the flying change. Silver took him to a dressage show I think 10 days ago, and she took him in the 4th level test. And basically, Bruno, we can get the flying change perfect at home. Like, he must do 50 of them every day. In the ring, when he gets a little bit nervous and tight, he gets anxious and a little bit tight through his back. And the left lead to right lead one, he's almost a bit he's got anxiety about it. So anyway, we understand that this is a huge, if we can fix this, this really puts us in contention to be a winner at Poe, a 3-day event at the end of the year. So Silver's riding him in the test ride at Plantation this coming weekend. She's also riding him at Dressage at Devon in the 4th level. And in the 4th level, I think there's about 5 or 6 flying changes. So we're really working hard. In my warm-up at Tryon, I got perfect flying changes, and then sadly in the ring, which you'll see in the moment, it wasn't as bad as the Olympics, but it was still a bit tight and nervous, and it wasn't what we're after. So anyway, after this dressage test, I took him back to the warm-up and did another 10 or 15 flying changes. So it's quite frustrating because you really don't. He's really very good at them until he's under the pressure of the competition, and he does change in the ring a bit. He's obviously a very quiet, laid-back horse, but in the ring he does get a slightly nervous and anxious. It's only it's probably Bruno's only flaw as a competition horse, but as we saw at the Olympic Games, it's a game of inches, and to reach our full potential, we have to fix it. So unfortunately, you're about to witness a dodgy left to right change. And, he just sort of gets nervous, and I don't know, I feel like he's sort of tight through his back. Anyway, I was quite disappointed just because he'd been doing them a lot. And to be totally honest with everyone, it's not my strongest point as a rider. I feel like I need to get better at it as well. The good news is the right lead to left lead change, which you're about to see now, is perfect, and I'm very confident in this one. Boom. Anyway, going onwards, we haven't jumped him that much since Paris. Peter did one little mini show jumping school at our camp for all our spectators. Then I did a nice brief smaller jump school about 10 days ago, and then earlier this week I jumped about 5 cross-country jumps out of my field, and that was a whole jumping preparation for Tryon. But as you're about to see, this guy is such a seasoned campaigner. To me, it's just unbelievable that, without too much training or practice, he now is so experienced and so worldly that he can come in and just float around the show jumping with ease. And actually, the cross-country, it was a joke. I mean, I could have gone around the cross-country with one hand on the reins. It was really, really impressive. So I'm very, very confident of any cross-country course that we're faced with. He'd be very capable of. So this was the show jumping. It was later in the evening. Tryon, it's an awesome ring. The next line was the only line I regret a bit. I wanted to do 8 strides here, and I ended up on a backwards 9. So it was just a little bit of mistiming on my behalf. But after that, he flew around the course, and he's still obviously jumping as well as he ever has. And with not much practice or training, he's just a natural, scopy, careful jumper. So my goal, obviously, for the end of the year, I'd like to go back to France and tackle the 5-star at Pau. I really feel like this 5-star is the most suited to Bruno. It's a flat course that's got, you need a horse with high speeds and really adjustable horse that's good at the accuracy fences, and that's Bruno's specialty. It'll be a very sort of similar track to Versailles, the Olympics, and also we did Pau last year, and the show jumping's always tough there. So I just worry that Maryland 5-star is a bit too hilly for our horse. He doesn't have much thoroughbred, so I know it's a long mission to get to the south of France, but I just feel like we've got a real chance of jumping or being much more successful at Pau 5-star. And part of me just worries at Maryland 5-star. It's he's such a good-hearted horse that he won't give up on me, and with the big long hills in it, it could potentially really take it out of him. And I think obviously we've got a horse that we can be looking forward to next year at some big competitions, potentially Aachen and some other 5-stars, and he'd be a hot contender also for the World Championships the following year. So there's a lot of cool events on the horizon for Bruno. I went around this course just at a fast show jumping canter, and he was just fun to ride around the whole track. He was just brilliant. He's still jumping his socks off, and got a huge cheer from all the spectators. So anyway, Bruno will do a couple more gallops. Probably take him to a show jumping show up in New Jersey in a couple of weeks. And then obviously Silver's got some dressage tests to do at Dressage at Devon, which should be quite a cool experience actually, against all the other big fat shiny dressage horses. Old Bruno, the 3-day eventer, will be rubbing shoulders with them out there, and it should be a cool experience to compete this guy against just pure dressage horses. I'd love to see any of you that are looking for another trip to France to come out and cheer us on at Pau. I really think that we're a hot contender, and I really want to strike while the iron's hot with this guy. He's in brilliant form, and looking forward to finishing the year off in great style.